I'm a PMD, I'm also a mum. I joined this business 10 and a bit years ago as a busy working mum. It came into my life very, very unexpectedly. And turned it upside down in a really, really good way. And I'm sure that some of you are experiencing that flush of first excitement in the business in your first year or two. And I want to tell you a little story before I bring on Sneddon to talk to us about So, a little story about Dublin. I'm actually Irish. I masquerade behind this Geordie accent. But I'm actually from Ireland. I live in Ireland now. I moved back just nearly 4 years ago, but obviously spent a lot of time in the UK. So I was a UK franchise partner when I joined back in 2013. And my very, very first big sort of event was in Blanchardstown in Dublin in 2013. Anybody else there? Few people in the back there? In Blanchardstown in Dublin, I knew absolutely nobody. I was a sales coordinator, I just got to sales coordinator. It was June 2013. I'd been in the business a couple of months. I knew John Holowati, who's my upline. I knew his girlfriend Vicky. And I told my very, at the time, sceptical husband that we were going on a romantic weekend away to Dublin. We hadn't been away for 2 consecutive nights since our son was born, so I got him there as well under the duress of, it's going to be a nice little week. I did tell him there was a Juice Plus event going on, because I wanted him to see a little bit of what I had seen. He was quite sceptical at the time. He's actually now a national marketing director, so you never know. You never know what might happen if you bring your husband or your partner along to an event. But that's not the story. The story is, I went along and I sat at the back in this big room and listened to a product presentation, and I saw some people walking the stage. And I came on the stage myself as a sales coordinator with all the list of names there. And I remember Simon brought me to the front and asked me what my goals were, what my intentions were. And I was like this. And I thought, I have no idea. I'm just going with it. I'm just enjoying it. And I remember standing there saying, this is June, by the way. And he said, what's your plans, what's your goals? And I said, I'm going to be a national marketing director by Christmas. And I remember thinking, I can't put the words back in now. Oh my God, and I didn't even know that was my intention, and I didn't even think or know whether it was possible. And then the second part of the afternoon, I went back down and I sat at the back of the room. There's big round tables, if anybody remembers. It was quite overwhelming. It can be quite overwhelming, these things, can't they? You just get this little sense of, I don't know what this is going to be, but I'm quite excited. That's how I felt, and I've still got the notes from that event. Anyway, there was somebody from corporate came on, we were a American corporate team at the time, and he said, and some of you will remember this, or you've heard me say it before, but this was the moment that changed my whole vision of what this business could be for me and my family. My children were little, they were 3 and 5, so life was very busy. And he stood as part of his presentation. It wasn't even like the main part, it was just something that he said in amongst all the presentation and the slides. And he said, I've lost count of the number of mums who have become millionaires with his business. That's what my face did as well. I've lost count of the number of moms who have become millionaires with this business. Now, I think I probably earned just over £1,000 at that point. And I remember I was at the back with my pen, and I looked at that face that you just did. And I've still got the piece of paper that I wrote it down, and I circled it like that. And I was like, I need to find out how. I need to speak to that man. But before then, I needed to tell my husband, because by that point he'd gone upstairs to the bar and he was watching the cricket. So I remember I ran up the stairs into the bar in the Crown Plaza in Blanchardstown, and I was like, oh my God, you're not going to believe what this man's just said. I've lost count of the number of mums who've become millionaires in this business. And Mike sort of looked up from me at me like this. And he said, you better go back downstairs, find out how. that one moment, because I didn't join at the time to make loads of money. I didn't join, to be a millionaire, I didn't really know what that means. But it was the concept of the fact that this little thing that I'd stumbled into as part of me going to the gym in Bury, this little part-time hobby that I called it, I suddenly in that moment thought, I'm sitting in Dublin and somebody's just woke me up. It was like somebody, I was 36, I wasn't, I was living my life, I had a good job, nice car, house, kids, all of that. And somebody just went, you can have so much more, Not just the money, but the life, the freedom, the time, the optimism, the excitement, all of that stuff. That's what that moment gave me, that life, that light bulb, that maybe this thing that I've been pottering about at, I've done okay, maybe if I really made proper effort, really got consistent with it, maybe that could be me too. Because it wasn't just one moment, it was lost count of the number of moments. So there'll be something that you hear today, this afternoon, from one of the speakers or several of the speakers that might just be that moment for you. So when you hear it, circle it like that, keep the piece of paper, have it on your desk, have it in your car, have it as your screensaver or whatever. Because these are the moments, these are the events, these are the times when you feel something. Zoom is great. FaceTime, great. WhatsApp, fabulous. This is Juice Plus. This room, these people, this energy. This is what we're about. We're about people, we're about being together, we're about holding hands, we're about sharing information, we're about learning together, growing together, being really committed, focusing on what you can do, not what you can't, focusing on who you can help, not who you can't, and learning from each other. Brand new people in the business, there's so many of you, learning from you guys, like fresh eyes in the business that have fresh ideas and fresh excitement. The longest serving members of the community, of which I'm rapidly turning into, 20, 30, 40 years in the business, like that's incredible that we have that in this company. Never, ever, ever take that for granted. How solid this is. When there is stormy weather, Juice Plus is always here. When there's rocky waters, when there's difficult times, you'll open your eyes and Juice Plus will still be here. We are always here as a company, we are always here as a product, we are always helping people, we are always growing together. So whatever's going on around you, the good times, the bad times, the struggles, all of that stuff, just open your eyes and realise that Juice Plus is always here. And I'm really excited about it. Dublin does for you what it did for me 10 years ago, which was give me the best 10 years of my life and the next 10 to go. So, without further ado, enough of me, I have the absolute privilege of bringing on Stefan, who is our, I wrote it down, Chief Revenue Officer. Am I right? Thank God. Chief Revenue Officer, and he's going to talk to you guys today about Rio!
Fabulous to be over here in the country of the 50 shades of green. And to be here in sunny Dublin. I've been here a couple of times, but never with so much sun. What did you do to the weather? Absolutely amazing. I do have to apologize. I came a little late. So I had a bit of an issue with KLM going to London earlier this week. And I had the same challenge today. First, due to mist in Dublin, we had to wait for an hour at Amsterdam airport. And finally, we took off. And we tried to take off. And then all of a sudden, the pilot hit the brakes. And we were back into the gate. There were technical problems with the plane. And then finally, we could go, and I landed over here in Dublin. And I was walking behind the pilots, And one of the pilots said to the other, well, that was quite scary. So I'm really glad that I made it to Dublin. I'm really glad that I made it in one piece. So, maybe a little bit of an introduction about myself. Not too much, I won't bore you too much. My name is Sneddon van der Ven. I'm Dutch, you can hear that from my funny accent. In my 27 years, I've worked in 27 years career, I've worked in consumer products and in direct sales, mostly in general management, operational and commercial management roles. I've worked very closely together with many of the leaders in the companies that I work with to build businesses and even to more than quadruple them in markets. My approach to it is that I start off from your needs. And I think here we've got all the ingredients of success. We've got brilliant products, and I can say that for sure, because at a previous company I tried to develop these kinds of products and I could not make it work. I could not make the quality work, I could not make the ingredients work, and I could not make the pricing work. So that is really something to cherish with Juice Plus. We've got great products. And we've got you, our partners, our leaders. And I would just like to recognize all PMD and above in this room. If you could stand up and please, let's give them a big hand. Possible that we filled the room here with over 200 people, and leadership is the most important asset within direct sales. I'll tell you a little bit more, about how we develop certain initiatives and incentives around leadership. But it really takes leadership to build and to support big teams like you have them over here in Ireland as well. And we've got the corporate team. So let's also give a hand to Jamie, Nikki and the whole team for the great stuff that they do. And I'll tell you, and I'm not exaggerating, this is the best team that I've ever worked with. They're so professional. So these are the ingredients. So how did we bring that all together? Actually, like I said, it's listening to your needs. It's understanding, okay, what are your experiences in all touch points with the company, and how can we improve those experiences? And with that, actually, together with the team, we've made a commercial vision and strategies behind it, and we've got a roadmap. Actually, a roadmap of all kinds of deliverables in terms of initiatives and incentives. Some of those I will show you today. I will show you what we've already delivered over the last couple of months and what we're going to deliver, because we are working flat out to make sure that we deliver on those things, because we want you to succeed in the business, and we know for that we need a couple of things. We're working on that. So let me then start, to give you a little bit of an overview of what drives us. So the commercial vision. What drives me to be a corporate person is supporting you in your entrepreneurship. I have seen so many people grow personally so much in the direct selling industry, and there was never any other industry that I've worked with that had that opportunity, that was providing a really equal opportunity to everybody, whether you were very highly educated or not so much, whatever your background was, everybody gets an equal opportunity, and that is what I like. And next to that also the opportunity to build your health and wealth. There aren't that many opportunities, that industries that provide such an opportunity, and I think direct sales is the perfect place to be for that. So if I can just show my first slide. So this is actually, I see that some things moved a bit, but that's not a problem. This is what we've defined as our commercial vision. So what drives us? What together with you. We consider us as being unique. We've got a very unique positioning. There aren't companies like ours, especially with our products and the quality of our ingredients. What we want to strive towards is a frictionless experience for you. We've worked very hard on our communication over the last year. We've worked very hard on the service center as well, the support that you're getting over the phone and your customers. And we will do our last bit in the next year as well, and that's on the technical side. So website, web shop, virtual office. Our events and qualifications are the best that I've seen. Absolutely. So we inspire the best and we pay out the best. That's our compensation plan. And you know, compensation plan, once in a while you need to make a little bit of a tweak in there. Because some circumstances, ways of working, DMOs, they differ. So we know that our basics are good and we have an opportunity to further tweak. Oh, this is not really. So we're working on it. How do we make that work? Because on top of my mind, it's a little bit difficult. Let me start off with introducing what I wanted to show. So, you know that we are working with a funnel. So we start off with leads, and then we convert them into customers, into raving fans, into partners, into operative or active partners, and into leaders. And I call this a lead to leader model that we're working with. And what I've actually tried to do in the overview that hopefully I can share you a little bit more about is that all the initiatives that we gathered from you, so needs, ideas that you have, we've gathered those and we kind of defined, okay, where, what is our target group for those initiatives and for those incentives? Sorry, I need to deliver my USB. Sorry, one sec, you're back in a sec. So are you okay? Yeah? So, and I'll tell you, we've gathered, so that's what I started to do when starting a year ago. I've gathered actually all the needs from the leadership groups that I talked about. And you might know that we don't only have an EMEA or a European President's Advisory Council, an EPAC, with the top leaders that we have throughout the region. And we're changing that group, by the way, for the new year now. That announcement will come on Tuesday. So for those SSE and above that haven't been invited to that call, please be on that call. So that's the next 10 leaders that will help us out further building the business and understanding what your needs are. But we also have regional and country leadership. So where NMD and over can voice, they can voice their concerns, they can voice their ideas, their needs. And we all get that in a large overview. That large overview I won't bother you with. But for us, it's a very clear roadmap on what we have to deliver and with what kind of priority. So, thank you so much for all the work. So if you look at from lead to leader, so that funnel actually that all of us are working with, what we just launched, so in green is actually what we just launched, or have launched over the last year. In orange is what we are working on and is about to be launched, and in red is the stuff that we are working on, but that takes a little longer to deliver. I won't go through all the details, but let me just highlight what we've delivered on. So we've got a new clinical research guide that helps you out in explaining all about our clinicals. And it's not an easy thing here in Europe because we're so highly regulated. But in there is all the stuff that you can use, that has all been reviewed legally and regulatory as well. So the other green area, we've launched, and actually that was a test here in Ireland, we've launched Penny, our customer relations management app, that is working very well. I would really stimulate you to use it. It can become very sophisticated, but even the basics will help you out in using that Penny app. Then To create the raving fan, we've developed special packs and bundle offers, as you might have seen. Also the one with Barry is one of those examples that we've just launched and is very successful. We've done a really flying start of the month May with that. And then related to the partner. So what we've launched here, and that was actually started off with a pilot, but it takes a little longer than a pilot now, is the reduced sign-up fee of €1, £1. And I just, because Emma's always saying to me, we should have it, we should keep it, and I just wanted to get, your opinion whether we should have it. That's quite good. Though we are working on other things next to that, by the way, as well, and that would be a welcome pack, so with samples of products, so at least you partners that are recruited can start using the products and getting acquainted with it. In other countries, we, for example, have the cashback, so part of your sign-up fee you get back. We've just launched the starter pack as well. I'll show you a picture of that for those who don't know. But that is also an opportunity for a longer period of time to try out the products without having to buy a whole pack. So some of the single products are actually in that starter pack to make sure that most of the products you can use as a new partner. We've worked very hard on trainings like these as well. Obviously, post-pandemic, we had to pick up that rhythm again of physical trainings like at these conventions and events, but also on the hub. And I really would like to advise you to go to the hub. There's so many modules over there that would help you out understanding the basics of the business. And in certain countries, we even have webinars to go deeper down into certain subjects like products. We've worked hard on service center support over the last year. If you go to operative partners, we've put in a lot of incentives this last year. We also recognize that some of that might have been confusing. Sometimes it can be too much, but we've learned from it, we've analyzed it all, and we will continue with the incentives that are proven successful. And we're about to kick in a new recognition program, which you will see more, where we put more effort into recognizing every partner in their rank up to the next stage. We have that as well, by the way, for leaders. We are in great momentum, by the way. Let me share that with you. In just the last 2 months, we've created 7 new PMD plus. We haven't had that for years, so that's really good. And I said to them, we need to do more with that. We need to recognize that. So now we've got specific recognition calls for those that make it to NMD and over. And we're with the selection of the corporate team, but we have that NMD over, and I invite our whole team, and we will really, embrace them with love and recognition, and give them the attention, because it's quite a road, and it should be recognized, that achievement. I'll tell you more about the leadership incentive. So the Rio part in there of the Vision 2025 incentive. And like you will recognize, and I would like to, Jay and Veronica are here, and Gabby, and Deandre is not here. So of the BD team, they are putting a lot of effort in helping you out on a day-to-day basis, using, for example, the Penny app, using the hub, making sure that most of your team hop on the Rio incentive. So you see that we are improving in so many areas, also in the area of BD support. And what we've done the last year, and the EPAC members will definitely recognize that, is we work in such close cooperation with the EPAC to make sure that whatever we work on resonates with the field and is based on the needs that have been expressed either by the EPAC or by regional leadership. Having done that exercise the last year with the EPAC, we actually want to extend it to regional leadership as well, and make sure that those in that regional leadership group can voice themselves, and we will work on that. So this is one of those examples of an initiative that we put place, the starter pack. Well, it has been communicated, but I really stimulate you for new partners to get them on the starter pack. It's proven so successful in Southern Europe, where we started this initiative. We've rolled it out to Eastern Europe, to Central West, and now also to Northern Europe. So yes, please make use of it. And then the other thing that I would like to highlight a little bit more is the Rio incentive, or also the Vision 2025 incentive. So this is, why did we put this in place? We wanted to have kind of a dot on the horizon for you to work towards. It helps you out with a vision for your vision board. So what can you potentially achieve within the next 2 years? It helps you out actually to do that bit by bit, so in 3 phases. So it's phases of 7 to 8 months. Everybody can join. Everybody gets the VIP reception at the next convention, gets a branded gift and on-stage recognition after each spirit, at the next convention that will be organized. And we know now for a fact that the 50 incentive points as in phase 1 and then 60 and 70 in phase 2 and 3 are achievable. I'll show you some numbers later on, but these are really achievable. And it helps you pave the way. So this comes on top of our compensation plan, but it really helps you to put also all the initiatives and incentives in place to make sure that you get those points. So yes, let me share you that now, in first phase we only finished the 4th month and we already have 390 that are qualified. So our projection was that we would hit around 700, but if you, to the 390, you can add up another 1,000 that are actually in the running to become qualified. So we are almost at 1,400 qualifiers. That is really amazing. So big applause to you for putting so much effort into it. So the first branded gifts that we're handing out after phase 1 are these branded wireless headphones, and then obviously, like I said, the VIP reception at the next convention and on-stage recognition. And so this is where everybody can join, regardless of whatever position you have in our compensation plan. And then for the leaders, because we also wanted to attach an element to, again, develop leaders, because leadership is our biggest asset within direct sales. So that's where we say, okay, those NMD and over that have achieved 180 points in those 3 stages in total, they will be invited to a trip of a lifetime, I can tell you. So that's going to be a 5-star hotel in Rio with bed and breakfast, with a welcome reception and a farewell dinner and party over there. If you achieve more points than that, you can join all kinds of excursions that we've got organized. You can earn more points over the 180, in which you can earn up to 2,200 euros towards your travel over there. So then actually almost everything will be taken care of for you over there in Rio. And that's going to be great. And what I always say to leadership groups is, my aim is that we are there with hundreds of leaders and their partners, because this is with your spouse also, right? That we all stand on the hill over there overlooking the Bay of Rio and say, guys, we did it. Thank you so much.